just believe it's my body, my choice.
Those that agree with overturning Roe versus Wade are probably the same ones that that are for or against gun control. So if we're going to save lives in one aspect, in one respect, we need to save lives in all respects.
Lisa, what are your thoughts on that?
So, I mean, Roe versus Wade is not saying that abortion is illegal across the land. It's just bringing it back to states. The individual states get to decide if it's appropriate or not.
Do you guys support that idea?
No.
No.
No?
How come?
And the only reason I don't support, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
The only reason I don't support that idea is the fact that even in those states that want to ban abortion, there are still women there that have a right to choose. And so now, if they ban it, then most they won't have the opportunity, especially women of color, especially women in the margins, women who can't afford to hop on a plane and go to a state that legalizes it. And so we put them at a disadvantage. We put them in places where...
Like a financial disadvantage, you're saying?
Financial disadvantage, and we also put them in a space where they are not able to choose.
What about the life inside a mother, right? What about their choice to live and what about their freedoms and their everything, like their soul, their being?
What do you think?
I get that. I absolutely get that. That's not, for most women, an easy decision to come to. It's one that they labor over. It's one that they think about. And so it's not a trivial issue. It's not a trivial concern and something that they just do, and I firmly believe that it's between a woman and her God.
I think that the God issue is interesting. Like when we have a I think there needs to be some universal morality though. Like if I said, there's a homeless guy outside of my house and he's shooting up heroin and I don't want my kids to see that. He's a nuisance to me. I can shoot him. That's my morality. That's between me and my God. That would be the same argument. It's still a human life. It's still a human being. That would be unacceptable. There has to be some universal morality there that says, no, we have to protect these lives. And here's the other thing. When we have women that, it's hard and they make these hard choices and they don't want to make them, there are other options. There's 36 people for every child that's waiting to be adopted. Not only that, they'll pay for their entire cost of all their medical expenses. And then even if the mother changes her mind on the day the baby's born, they still cover the cost. She doesn't have to pay it back. There's so many options out there for women that I don't understand why killing a human life has to be the only way to go and a decision between a woman and her God. Like we're all God's creatures, and we just can't. And just because a kid's going to have a hard life or a troubled life or a rough life doesn't mean that we should kill it. We don't do that to babies that are 6 months old that are struggling. No, we should gather our communities together and support those babies and those people.
That after the child is
so
born, that's the issue. We don't do that.
Though, wouldn't you rather be alive?
You keep saying that we kill them. What about the issue of when does life begin? Because, right, that's your view. That's your morality.
Science's view.
But that's your morality. No?
Yes, it's actually scientifically proven. Because when do you think life begins?
I haven't.
They can't find an arbitrary date. See,
they can't find an arbitrary date, and you can't either. And so you can't tell me that it begins at conception.
It does when the sperm meets the egg and it creates its own human genetic code. That is when it becomes.
You don't. Thank you. Thank you. So you're saying
they just
mixed messages. You said they
is that complex scientific conversation right now? A debate going between that, or is that an objective truth?